One of them. Imagine being told to pay child support for a kid that is not yours or go to jail. That was the order the state handed down to a Detroit man.
So today he turned himself in, but here's what happened when 7 Action News reporter Kim Russell went with him to court.
Carnell Alexander walked into the Frank Murphy Hall of Justice knowing in moments he could lose his freedom.
I stayed up all night, couldn't sleep, thinking about it.
Carnell is a wanted man because he refuses to do what the state orders and to pay child support for a child that DNA tests prove isn't his. A child he doesn't even know.
I haven't even had a chance to really speak to him except for one time when we took the DNA test.
Nonetheless, right now, under the law, he's a deadbeat dad. Today, he turned himself in to the judge as ordered.
Scared because I've been before this judge before.
But this time he had attorney Cherika Harris, who volunteered to help after seeing his story on 7 Action News. The judge said he will not go to jail for today.
Thank you. Thank Ms. Harris. And hope that we can resolve this soon.
I'm just trying to help him with his future.
Though the threat of jail is on hold, it is not over. Carnell Alexander still owes more than $30,000 to the state for a child that's not his because the mom wrote his name down because she needed to name someone in order to get welfare benefits.
And I had to put him down as the father. That was the only way I can get assistance.
Now,
I'm almost homeless. I'm almost in jail. I'm out of work.
Hi everybody, hi, welcome back to my channel. So I'm going to get right to it. I'm not going to hold any bars. This video that I'm about to insert in here is about this woman that had this man on child support for a child that's not even his. Let's talk about it. Women have been out of pocket for far too long, and it's very disturbing. And you may ask, well, Teresa, you're married, you don't deal with those issues. Granted, I have a child in wedlock. I don't have to deal with that. But I have family members, those who are close to me, that have been dragged through the coals in regards to this child support situation. And I'm not implying that men should not take care of their kids and pay child support. But what I am implying is that women who knowingly know that these kids are not these men's kids and go ahead and go get out of pocket and put these men's name on these birth certificates. That's out of pocket. It's better that you just leave the father's name on a birth certificate blank before you have the audacity to slap a man that you slept with but you know is not the father and put his name on there and have this man held accountable for years on end for a child that's not even his. That is evil and diabolical. It's despicable. How do you do something like that? You all are really out of pocket with it. And see, men, you all need to understand that, a woman doesn't get pregnant unless she want to get pregnant. Let's talk about it. Because the thought process is that, oh, it was an accident. Oh, I just ended up pregnant. No. We never just end up pregnant unless we're under the age of 25. Yes, because a woman's brain is not even developed at that age. Not all of us, but a lot of us, and people make mistakes at that age because they don't know better. But let's be clear, after that age, we don't get pregnant if we don't want to get pregnant. I did not get pregnant after I had my daughter because I don't want any more children. And in my life in general, I didn't get pregnant because I didn't want any children. Men have to understand when a woman get pregnant, she wanted it. It was a trap, it was a setup, and it was all calculated. It's just, let's just call a spade a spade. Let's be real. We get pregnant because we wanted to get pregnant. There's no mistakes. You're not telling me you 30, 35, 40, you just ended up pregnant. No, you know what you did. And we don't have to get explicit and out of pocket. We're going to keep this very classy. You know what I'm talking about, woman. You know. You know what you did to get pregnant. You wanted it. And then you get pregnant by a dang on nug. And then you want to pin somebody down that you know that's a good guy that's going to stick around and stay. That is a problem. Men, You all need to be careful out here. Really. Stop letting, SAG be the end all be all, because you all already know, it's destroying you all's lives. It's eating your pockets up because you all are so driven by that area, and you all have to bring it back. Seriously. And I know many of you are, but there are so many that get dragged through the coals because that was their focus. And you have to stop doing that, because we're trapping you every time. I'm telling you, as a woman, we are calculated like never before. We've always been calculated. When you all think we're dumb and docile and we're not paying attention to anything, we naive. No, we are more calculated than you could imagine. Yes, we are. So you need to protect yourself and not get caught up. I know they say that your brain is dead when you all are caught up in the process, but listen, be mindful, because it's destroying you all's lives. I have people close to me whose lives have been destroyed for that reason. They can't make moves. They in the struggle. They can't. It's terrible. Stop letting these women play in your face, because they're playing in your face. Yes, they are. You already know. Too many men are getting caught up by worrying about that foolishness, and that has to be drawn in. You all need to learn from your family, your father's fathers, and your cousin, your uncle's mistakes, and do better, because it's destroying our community. It's destroying you all. Financially, you can't build wealth. You can't make moves because you're stuck from a bird that knew you weren't the father and slapped your name on a birth certificate. And the courts are so partial that they're holding you guys accountable just by your name being on a birth certificate. And after 10, 15 years, you find out that's not even my child. That's a problem. You all have to be careful out here. I can't implore you enough. Be careful with these females, because they are doing the thing to get a check. That's obvious in so many areas. But I'm not going to talk your head off. I'm going to post a video part 2 to expound on this topic, because it needs to be discussed. It needs to be honed in on, because you are losing in that area, because you think that because we have a big butt and a smile that we have your best interests at heart. And in most cases, when it comes down to that area, these children, we don't. It is selfishness, entitlement, and disgrace when it comes to that area with a many of females out here. So you need to protect yourself and do better. Don't let the hype fool you. Don't let the smell goods and the look good and the nice dewy skin fool you, because just because we're in a pretty package does not mean that our intentions are pure. Most of our intentions are not pure. And this is coming from a woman. I'm telling you what I know. Be careful out here, fellas. To the next video. Have a great one. Don't forget, like, share, and subscribe. Appreciate it. Bye.